bottom line is this law is working and will work into the future. People want the financial stability of health insurance, and we're going to keep on working to fix whatever problems come up in any startup, any launch of a project this big that has an impact on 1/6 of our economy. Whatever comes up, we're going to just fix it.
How about that? Going to fix it, and it's working. Sunny look at Obamacare from the president himself as he kicks off a media blitz to sell health care in order to get millions enrolled in time. Alan Colmes, host of the Alan Colmes radio show, Fox News contributor. Tucker Carlson, editor of the Daily Caller and co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend. Gentlemen, we have 4 minutes, okay? So start your engines, both of you. I mean, it's working, right? The launch of any product this big has an impact on 1/6 of the economy. It's working.
Say it enough and it comes true.
Problems, you know, we'll just fix them along the way.
Yeah.
Why wasn't this done 3 years ago?
This is a man who believes in words above all. He's not trying to convince anybody. They gave up trying to convince anybody the second they won re-election. They're trying to reassure their own base. He's speaking only to Democrats. Nobody else is being won over by this. And running around the country talking about immigration or making college affordable, talking about income inequality today in an hour and a half. I mean, none of these are actual policy prescriptions.
Nothing really matters. I don't think Alan would disagree on that.
People
point.
like my friend
nothing
Tucker
really
are
matters.
so invested in it not working that they can never admit that it is working.
Well, Alan, let me ask you this.
Are running on this.
Clear point to you. Yeah. Is it working in your view?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it is. 4 times as many people registered in November. Those states that are participating, the participating states who are doing the exchanges, California, New York, Maryland, they're doing very, very well. The red states that have not participated are not doing as well. This is actually what Republicans always said they wanted, local control. Those states that are doing it are doing a very good job.
Okay, contrarian view. It's working, but we can't keep it secure. It's working, but we have to bail out the insurance companies, keep the premiums low and the deductibles low into the new year. It's working, but the carve-outs and exemptions are as long as your arm. What about that is working?
This is a long game.
Well,
as more people register, it's going to be better for the insurance companies and better for the economy. The Congressional Budget Office said we're going to save billions of dollars in Medicare, Medicaid, and private
First of all, that is part of what you said is right. The insurance companies in the end will be satisfied. The administration has to keep them on board or the whole thing collapses and it's too obvious. They will be happy with this. I agree with that. But there's no chance this will save money. That's a joke. By the way, this is going to shunt millions of people into Medicaid. It already is. And the current crisis is where the doctors are going to treat these people in Medicaid.
It amazes to me that conservatives who never cared about the 41 million people who are never insured, all of a sudden you care about the 2 to 5% who are not doing as well as they could under Obamacare.
Well, first of all,
certainly you care about these people.
Let's not go to motive here. I mean, I don't pretend to know what other people care about. I'm just predicting what is going to happen, which is you're going to see doctors opting out because they're not getting paid enough. So who's going to treat these people?
It seems to be the next wrinkle in the story. Siegel's been talking about that for 3 years, even before the law was signed. The bill was signed into law. What they're saying now is that we used to be a 2-lane on-ramp, and now we're a 4-lane on-ramp. This thing should have been the Autobahn.
You're absolutely right. They should have had
1/6 of the American economy.
This is not about. It's not 1/6 of the economy exactly. It does affect 1/6 of the economy, as the president you just saw him say. But this is not about a website. Don't forget the Affordable Care Act started in 2010. And what Republican idea? What do they have to stop insurance or give insurance people with pre-existing conditions, or to keep people on the plan until 26, or to have no lifetime limit? And how much? What is a Republican plan? What's repeal and replace? What are you replacing it with?
For the 30th time, my job is not to defend, nor is my inclination to defend Republicans. Merely to point out the obvious, which is they have nothing to do with this. This is an entirely self-inflicted wound. Not one Republican voted for this. This is wholly Obama's. You can't blame Bush for it. No. So if it doesn't work, it's only one man's fault.
And years from now, this will be his legacy that people will applaud him for, just like they applaud LBJ for Medicare and Medicaid.
The country may be so distorted by that point that they do it. No, I'm serious. And that's the saddest part of all of this.
We'll have a distorted country.
No, we become so accustomed to the welfare state that, like, we love Obamacare. But as of today, it's a disaster. We can still think clearly. We recognize that shunting people into Medicare with not enough doctors is terrible.
Just one more quick point on this. And you will say otherwise.
I think we can all agree. It sounds great on paper. But reality and implementation are two very
The implementation of Medicare,
things.
Medicaid, Social Security many, many years ago was very, very rough. When you have a big program like this, it always is a problem with implementation. Eventually they work and people love it, and it's good for the country and good for the economy.
Eventually they do work.
Yes.
Eventually, even though they got to rewrite the budget on the thing every 5 years on every one of those programs.
Long term, and that's what the game is.
It's not about the implementation. It's about the core idea, which doesn't work. And by the way, nothing in any. I mean, you've never had a social program pass on a party line.
Well, what was happening before wasn't working, and I prefer, for one, favor single payer. I'd like to see what we do in Canada.
Well, we'll get there.
That would work a lot better.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Well, thank you, Bill.
I can't wait till next week. Tucker, Alan,
thank you, Bill.
Good luck on the Autobahn.
See you there.